welcome back to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. Want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight with us. If you are listening to this podcast on the airwaves right now, this is in your ears and not on your eyes. Do yourself a favor, head on over to Patreon, www.patreon.com/thatfeelingpodcast. Subscribe for as little as $3 a month. You will be able to see us live, hands-on. You can enjoy us. So, www.patreon.com/thatfeelingpodcast. Go subscribe. Real Food just had an episode off the air, real good episode with him and Conscious Rhyme. So go check that out. If you're not on the music side, go to the music side as well. Same deal. Thatfeeling.bandcamp.com. We do have merch. Frank D is rocking some merch tonight. To teespring.com. Search for That Feeling Podcast. There is a plethora of merchandise there for you, or you can just come over to the Patreon. You can get that stuff for free as long as you're a paying customer, and as long as you're there for at least 3 months. You too can have your own DFPN merch. So, episode 39, we came out with an announcement here earlier today. If you go back a couple of episodes, we did have a guest on that episode, Misty Marks. She is going to be performing at Mission Pro Wrestling, Edge of Glory on April 22nd. She's going to be facing Dream Girl Ellie in that event. And No Gimmicks podcast is going to be the sponsor of that match. So shout out to Misty Marks, shout out to Dream Girl Ellie, shout out to Mission Pro Wrestling. Go get your ticket at missionprowrestling.com. There is going to be a live stream. Title Match Sports is going to be streaming that. So follow all these people on Instagram and make sure that you get your tickets for that event. Make sure that you're, if you can't make the event, then you go to Title Match Sports. Title Match Wrestling, and you order that pay-per-view so that you can be engaged and informed, because Misty Marks is a hell of a wrestler. She has a hell of a personality too when we had her on the show. And I would like to have as much support as we can from Mr. Marks. Frank D, what do you think about the first official sponsoring of the No Gimmicks podcast?
I mean, I think it's great, and it couldn't be, even better than to be Missy Marks. And Missy Marks is somebody that I've seen in person, working her ass off at the Dog Pound Dojo, doing her thing. I think her heel work is impeccable when she's out there performing. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to work the audience. She has the psychology down. She's still learning, but she's going to be one of the ones we're going to be talking about in the next 5 years, guaranteed. And whether that be Impact, AEW, or WWE, me personally, I love her to go get her chops in working for Impact, and then going off into the bigger stages, so then she knows exactly what to do.
I agree with that. And the knockouts there in Impact, I believe that's a learning tree that she could benefit from sitting under. There's a bunch of knowledge over at Impact. So I agree with that. But yeah, everything you're saying, I was very impressed with her interviewing. And I was very impressed just by researching her. And, her story is awesome. How she got into wrestling was pretty awesome. It's not often that you see mothers actually, push wrestling. It's normally the dad or uncle or somebody, but she got her love of wrestling from her mother. So I thought that was a pretty good story, and how well she's been doing. So she's made a fan out of me, and honored to be sponsoring her match with Dream Girl Ellie at Mission Pro Wrestling Edge of Glory. So
Definitely, absolutely.
very, very much an honor. So now that we got that big announcement out of the way, here's another one. Star Wars is coming back.
In a theatrical point of view, but go ahead.
Yes, in a theatrical point of view. So there was an event. We were notified that we are going to be getting 3 new movies in the Star Wars franchise. In her role as Rey, a bit of a controversial move.
Repeat what you just said because you froze there. But in reality, what? Okay, I'll just say it for you. So what he just said before he cut off there was we got the announcement at the Star Wars Celebration every day. Kathleen Kennedy, who is the head of Lucasfilms,
Yep.
made the announcement that Daisy Ridley would be coming back as Rey from the sequel trilogy.
Correct.
So we're gonna get 3 new Star Wars films. Apparently, this new one here, they're still either scripting it or they could be moving into the production phase. But I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. I'm not happy about it. Um, I mean,
Why not?
it's new Star Wars content, but I'm not a fan of the sequel trilogy. I think they blew it with the Force Awakens, which was the Force Awakens was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in the theaters, and I actually went into it. I actually, this is after I started watching Star Wars day one, so it was the first one I saw. I was the first one I saw in the theater, and what people really wanted to see at that point was they wanted to see more character development with Finn. That this just didn't happen, and so I'm not sure if they're going to bring back any of those characters. Um, the new movie is supposed to be revolving around Jay, or not Jay, Ray.
Ray.
Yeah, revolving around Ray and her rebuilding the Jedi Order and all that. So we'll see where it goes. All I know is that Disney has everything Disney touches with Star Wars, they seem to fuck it up, and we've seen that. We saw that with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. We're seeing it right now with the Mandalorian.
Obi-Wan was actually good though.
Obi-Wan was not. It was okay. It was not good. It was okay.
Wow, really? You didn't think it was good? I thought it was good.
The Reva character and the focus of Obi-Wan's relationship with Leia just no.
Huh.
Because if you watch the original movies, his whole thing of being on Tatooine was to save, or not save, but to watch over Luke, and we didn't get that here in this series. Obi-Wan would have never left Tatooine. That just don't happen. So I say the show was okay. It wasn't good by any stretch. There
there are plot holes.
Yeah, that whole chase scene with Leia and Obi-Wan was some Nickelodeon shit I have never seen before. That was stupid. There's just a lot of missed opportunities there. Only thing that was what sold the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, what sold it was the fact that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were coming back to reprise their roles. That was it. You know what I mean?
I thought the dynamic between them in that show was actually pretty good too.
Well, it's like they never lost a step from Revenge of the Sith. So, and that's the first time they had worked anything Star Wars. So, when you put that into perspective, and then you look at where we're going to go now with the new films and broaden out, I'm like, okay, if we were going to do something here with Star Wars that's completely different, right? Why don't we stay away from the newer trilogy, and let's stay away from the original films and the sequel, the prequel trilogy? Why don't we just go to the Old Republic? Let's do something there. Let's go on to all these.
They're not going to do that though.
They actually are doing it. It was part of
in these movies.
They got some things planned, and they also have some TV shows planned where they're focusing on that. You have the High
Yeah,
Republic, which is
TV shows in those three movies are different, but I don't see
we
them
haven't
harking back to
we
that though.
we well, okay. What I'm getting at is this: the new movies that they're coming out with, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing yet. They just know they're bringing her back, and that's what it is. The other dude is talking about he's still scripting his movie because you know he don't know what the fuck he's doing. So when it
Like,
comes to
yeah,
the old Republic and all that stuff, you can do stuff with that because people got to realize that there was a there's other Star Wars stories to be told outside of the Skywalker saga.
yeah,
The old Republic is one that you can go ahead here. You can go with that. What was happening before Palpatine and all these other people. So there's
right.
there's lots of characters that they can go with. The High Republic was what Disney created. So I just think that I mean we'll see. I'm not enthused about it at all. Just seeing the sequel trilogy, seeing what they did to some of the characters, how there was no character development whatsoever, how Finn's story wasn't told. Finn was Finn was a stormtrooper who defected from the stormtroopers, and his role got devalued and lessened over time, and that's why I have no faith at all in anything they do as far as they go. If you look at the TV shows, look at the Mandalorian, for instance. The Mandalorian was the hottest thing at one point. Now it's like we're at the end of the season, bro. We're at the end of the season, and they haven't done shit. That thing is that kind of I hate to say it, but it's like I think that it's worn off a little bit. I think they waited too long to come back, and then the lackluster episodes that they've presented so far has played a role in the decline of the Mandalorian. Same thing with Andor. When Andor comes back, hopefully, because everything that's happening with Andor is going to lead into the Rogue One film. So that's what they're doing there. So
Oh, okay, yeah. I can see that. But as far as these new movies go, I mean, Star Wars is one of those. It's a weird franchise for me to where like I like it, I can watch it. I don't necessarily have to follow it because if I follow it too much, then I'm gonna get disinterested. It's weird, but I love the franchise, and it's like one of those. Maybe it's too much at one time for me. You know what I'm saying? Like we just got Andor. I mean, let this shit breathe a little bit before you give me the new Mandalorian, and then let this shit breathe a little bit before you give me the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, the, well, here's the thing. So all these things have been, I think they've been paced out very well. You had Andor, you had
yeah,
Andor, then you had a break. You had Bad Batch, and then you had a break, and then here comes the Mandalorian. So then you had the Mandalorian. There's going to be a break, and then here comes Ahsoka. So after Ahsoka,
yeah. It
what
it
happened?
it's
The Man,
weird
the
though.
Mandalorian is the Mandalorian isn't coming back until next year.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is like it's one of those. It's not like, and I feel the same way about what they're doing with Marvel too. Like, let this shit breathe for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need I don't need a show right before I get a movie. And I don't need all these explanations
You're
like
not going
right
to get
before.
a movie. You're not going to get a movie for Star Wars until probably 25, 26. That's the latest you'll get the movie, or the earliest, I should say. So you're not going to get any
Yeah,
movies
but in the meantime, they're gonna give a show
anytime.
after show after fucking show.
Absolutely, you need to do that because you have this intellectual property there that you're not just going to sit on. You have a Disney Plus streaming service that needs to make money. So that's how you make money. You're gonna if you let you what you're saying will be bankrupt because we have this intellectual property that we paid for, and we're just
You
gonna let
won't
it
be
sit there.
bankrupt. You
Oh,
just
you
let the
will.
shit sit
Oh, you will.
there.
You will. Sit there and depreciate the value of it just sitting there. That is not good business. Not good business at all.
Okay, so
That's like
and this
WWE
is what I'm
saying.
saying,
That's like
and this is what
WWE
I
saying we own the trademarks to the LWO. Why are we just letting this shit sit here? Oh, I got an
no.
idea.
What
Let's
I'm
bring it
saying
back.
is, you're throwing a lot out there, and and you're not letting it marinate. I mean, you do, but in the grand scheme of things, like it's like year, 6 months. Like every 6 months, I'm getting something, and especially
That's
on Disney Plus, it's like
incorrect, brother. You're not getting everything in 6 months because look how long the Mandalorian show wasn't on. You didn't get the Mandalorian like the last episode of Mandalorian was like what 2020 is the last episode. So you're not getting something every 6 months. That's incorrect. That's the reason why the Mandalorian is where it's at right now is because it stayed away too long. People lost interest. People lose interest in things if you're gone for
it
so
takes
long.
on average a year to film a show. That I know. I'm not dumb. What I'm
No,
saying is
no.
I'm
It's
getting the
not.
Mandalorian,
It
and then
doesn't
I'm
take a
going to get
year
another
to
Star
film it.
Wars show.
It doesn't take a year to film a fucking show, bro. It takes 6 months to film a show and then another to do all the CGI.
A year. It takes a year to complete it. It takes a year. You go 6 months filming, maybe 6 months of CGI. Then you got to promo that shit. Then you got to put it out. But in the meantime, I'm getting another fucking Star Wars show. This is what I'm saying.
Are
I'm
you
getting
watching
another
all the Star Wars shows that come on Disney Plus?
I still haven't fucking recovered from Andor. I still haven't finished that shit.
That's you.
And then I gotta go to the Bad Batch, and then I gotta go to the.
You're not, but no one makes you go to all these shows. You're choosing.
I know. I'm choosing that, but
exactly.
I'm not just gonna.
I don't
jump
watch
into
the bad.
another show
I don't
unless
fucking watch. I don't watch the Bad Batch, and I didn't watch Andor.
Okay.
So for me, the last thing I watched was
that's for you though.
Was
but
Kenobi
for everybody, like if you are, hold on. If you are a real live Star Wars fan that follows this shit hardcore and not just the big fucking stories, and you want to know everything because you dive into the weeds of everything, you want to know how everything works because there are histories in everything except the fucking main stories. Casual watchers, what it is there stories that people follow. If I keep getting this shit and I am a hardcore fan, I am going to lose interest. Why? Because I keep getting shit that I want to watch and get into the weeds of. If nothing more than the shit on it and say it's fucking terrible and not just the main shit.
Bro, you're so incorrect in what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not.
Absolutely.
Because there are people that have been following this shit since its inception or since their childhood when they got into it.
You know what the main complaint is with Star Wars nowadays? Because you think it's they're coming out with shows back to back to back to back to back. That ain't. That's not the problem. That is not the problem. The problem is that Disney are the ones. First of all, when you come to that decision here of back to back to back. That's a Disney decision.
It is a Disney decision. And it's also a Disney decision that the shit's not great. That's complaint number 2. That's complaint number 2. Complaint number 1 is you keep giving us this shit. And then 2, you keep giving us this shit. And it's either inaccurate or it's fucking awful. That is the shit. Those are the chief complaints. So when I get to a fucking sequel, I'm not going to be interested because you shat on the last fucking sequels. And then you've given me shit TV shows that I want to watch just to fucking rip apart.
Well then, sir, you are in the minority.
Oh, no, I'm not. The fuck I'm not in that one.
Oh, you are.
No, because...
Tell me about Andor. What was wrong with Andor?
I haven't even finished Andor.
What was wrong
to even tell you what was wrong with it?
Well, what was wrong with it? You're saying that they.
I can tell you the episodes I watched.
Too much. Well, so what was wrong with it? What was wrong with
Andor? I can tell you the episodes I watched. It was slow as shit. It was just slow.
All right.
And
so what about the Bad Batch?
I don't even have the interest to fucking go in there and Bad Batch season 1. I haven't even got to Bad Batch season 2. Bad Batch season 1 was okay at best.
So what about the Tales of the Jedi?
Haven't even got there.
Okay. So is that a Disney issue or is that your issue?
No. I'm telling you, the issue is you keep dropping this shit. So I get a show, I get no breather, and then I get another fucking show.
That was already pre-planned.
It was already pre-planned, but And they do this shit with Marvel too. So when a Marvel series comes around, Marvel, they drop a show, break, drop a show, break, movie. That's their shit.
So let me ask you a question. If that's the case, so is that any different than what we see already with pro wrestling? How they'll drop a WrestleMania and all of a sudden now, oh shit, I just got done watching Mania. Oh, they're about to do
that's true.
WrestleMania Backlash. Oh
That's
shit,
true.
I just saw this episode of fucking Backlash. Damn, I can't breathe because they're about to do this King of the Ring shit.
Yeah, this is true.
Thing.
This is very fucking true.
And I'll watch shows.
I'm not gonna bullshit.
I'll watch shows to fucking be like, oh man, I'm gonna have to rip this shit apart. That's the only reason I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can say that Disney and WWE have the same issue. They have this thing called IPs, and they're going to keep putting them out there, especially in the case of the WWF, because it's TV rights and all that. They gotta do all that.
They gotta maintain. They gotta maintain the numbers.
Disney has a streaming service. Disney's losing money, so they got a streaming service. They have to keep producing content for and all that stuff. And they know people are going to buy the shit, so that's why they keep doing it. Because we're in it to make a fucking profit.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But that's what I'm saying. My patience and my attention when it comes to Star Wars is just different. For pro wrestling, I can do it.
It's a short attention span because it's very hard.
For pro wrestling, we just talked about it.
Yeah.
For pro wrestling, I can tolerate sitting there and watching it, if nothing more, to criticize it. Well, for Marvel, I can sit there and watch it for nothing more, criticize it. For Star Wars, I cannot. Well, I don't know why that is, but I can't.
Here's the thing, though, and I can be completely honest. It just takes a higher level of intelligence to watch Star Wars than it does to watch wrestling.
I don't believe that, because if the story is good, the story is good. It doesn't matter what your intelligence.
It makes you think when you watch Star Wars. You think about things. You think about the emotions and you think about the characters. We didn't have any emotions or character development like that until recently with the Bloodline storyline in wrestling.
I mean, that's true.
Never had that. When it comes to Star Wars, every time I watch a Star Wars movie or something like that, a TV show of Star Wars or whatever, I put myself into the emotional state of wondering what the character's thinking. Like, why would the character do that? Why is the character doing this? What?
I mean, it's simple. It's simple. The motherfucker's mad. I mean, that story pretty much writes itself. Operate off emotion.
That's not what I mean. What I'm getting at here is like when I watch Revenge of the Sith, and you see Palpatine, telling Anakin all the bullshit about, you can save your wife and all that. So you kind of wonder, like, okay, was Dude the one putting the visions in his head to begin with? Was he fucking with him? That's called, makes you deep think and stuff, and makes you wonder, like, what's really going on here? If I watch a goddamn match on fucking Monday Night Raw between this person and that person, and there's no story, no substance, I don't give a fuck. Period. So that's why I say it takes a bit of a higher intelligence to fucking watch Star Wars, because you're trying to decipher what's actually going on the screen. You can't decipher that in a WWE match. You can't.
No, you can't do that anymore. Why? Because in an era that the shit operates outside of its medium, Star Wars doesn't operate on a medium.
You know why you can't do that anymore? This is what Vince McMahon said a long time ago, because wrestling fans have short attention spans. They don't remember what happened. So basically, he's calling you guys fucking idiots. That's what he's calling you. Calling you fucking idiots and calling you a goddamn bunch of ADD fucking having motherfuckers. You can't remember what happened last fucking week, so we change shit up, every week, because you can't remember. No, except for motherfucker like me, I'm going to remember. That's the difference.
Oh, really? Oh,
goddamn
really?
Right. Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah. That's how I can go all the way back to, 1996 or something, and just pull something out because it happened, because I remember it.
Okay.
If you ask me what happened last Monday on Raw, I can't fucking tell you, because I ain't watched shit. What happened? Did Cody go out there and give another "I Have a Dream" speech? Is that what the fuck he did?
Maybe.
Shit.
Maybe. But that's what he's saying. Y'all have short attention spans, right?
And ain't y'all.
Got to
Ain't
short
y'all.
attention spans
I don't watch the shit. So it ain't me.
because your attention span is too short to pay
Oh,
attention.
I have a fucking life. And I don't have time to watch the bullshit. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Yeah, move on.
AEW Wembley.
Uh-huh. What about
Numbers came out. Numbers came out.
All right.
Seating price range $30 to $600 US.
Wait, say it.
Average.
Repeat that.
The price range 30
Uh-huh.
to 600. The best seat in the house is $600 US.
Okay.
For Wembley.
And
some people are saying that's reasonable. Some people are saying 30 is a little too high for the uppers. I've never been in Wembley, so I don't know how true that is, but
you pay more than that here in the States so that's but once again what you're doing is that and this is funny because I've actually heard people say, like, I've actually listened to K100, right? And I've heard Disco Inferno say that a lot of this is what he said, honestly. A lot of the AEW fans don't have money or whatever. They don't spend money. That's complete bullshit. Anytime that I've ever gone to an AEW show, I've spent over $1,000 on tickets to sit on the floor. So that's complete bullshit. The difference between the WWE fan base and the AEW fan base is that the AEW fan base will actually spend money on the product. Okay, they're going to spend higher prices on T-shirts because it's coming through Pro Wrestling Tees. That's who AEW contracts with to make their merchandise. The AEW fans are going to buy the pay-per-views because if you want to see the AEW roster work a pay-per-view, you got to order it. You don't have the network like WWE does, like Peacock, which is going to cost you about $6 or whatever for WrestleMania. Okay,
right.
So I don't agree with the whole analogy. Well, they don't have money. Bullshit. We got money. You feel me? Look at my goddamn man cave. We have fucking money. All right. That's complete bullshit. It's all about spending that fucking money, and where you spend that money and when you invest in it. I think in this situation, I think they're going to invest in it because it's England. People over there are fucking fanatic fucking wrestling fans. When they get a show, it's going to be a fun fucking show to watch on television. I'm actually looking forward to watching this show because I want to see how it comes off on TV. They're going to go buck wild over there. So I think that AEW, they're going to probably end up pulling off about maybe 40, 50,000. That's what I'm getting at.
I'm with you on the 40 to 50, maybe. Yeah. I don't see how they sell it out. In which when this first came out, a lot of people were saying they can sell it out. I don't see how they can. The only way, they have to be like surprise heavy. I mean, not really surprise heavy, because to sell out Wembley, like, you almost have to tell people what the fuck is going to be on the show.
Kind of like a surprise, like like the surprise I'm reading right here of Jeff Hardy returns tonight.
Really?
Yep.
Like he actually returned?
I'm looking at him right now.
That's cool. Congratulations to him. That means he completed his rehab.
Right.
And his requirements to come back. I hope he stays that way. Stays with a clear head. I hope he does, man. Like, I'm rooting for Jeff. I hope he beats this shit.
I think he will. I think he realizes the seriousness of the situation. So I think he will. I think he's on probation and all that, so he knows if he screws up again, he's going to go to prison. So hopefully he has the right people in his corner that's going to keep him, grounded and all that, and he has the right support system to do that. If Jake the Snake can do it, Jeff Hardy can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I think they're going to do about 50,000. Probably maybe 55 tops. And you have to also take into consideration if they're going to have half the stadium closed off. So you got to look at that that there too.
Yeah.
I remember in '97 here in San Antonio for the Royal Rumble. All right, and this is at a time when the WWF was getting their ass stomped by WCW.
Mhm.
What they did, what Vince was doing, he wanted to put on. They asked him like, "Why are you running the Alamo Dome?" You know what I mean? Instead of like maybe the fucking one of the smaller venues here, like Freeman Coliseum or something. He
Yeah.
says, "Well, I want to put on a big show to show that we're still the king of sports entertainment. We're still the kings of wrestling, pretty much." So they were giving away tickets to this shit. They were giving away tickets. They were doing 4-packs and shit. The tickets were like $12
Mhm.
just to put people in there to give it the perception that the WWF, even though we're getting killed in the ratings, even though
We
our
can
show,
still sell
we can
out.
still draw.
Yeah.
And that's what I think AEW is going to do. If AEW comes out to it, listen, start running some contests over there and doing something, maybe do 4-packs of tickets to where you're selling them for like, $20 or some shit, whatever, whatever you're doing over there to get shit to sell it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only way they're going to be able to do this. And they're going to have to put something on the card that people are going to be like, you know what? I got to see this shit. The only match that they have in AEW that people are going to be like, oh, I got to see this, it's going to be the Elite versus CM Punk and FTR, or CM Punk versus Kenny Omega.
I agree with that.
Those are your two
I
big
agree with
matches.
that. I agree with that. I think you could fill an arena off of it. I think you could probably go 60-70 on Wembley if off that main event. Probably. Because there's enough storyline there for you to get it over. And I don't know, man. Like I think they do need Punk back. I think they do. Especially with a show of that magnitude coming up. I'm curious to see what the fuck this looks like. My question to you is not going, is 40 to 50 in Wembley considered a successful event?
I mean, what are we basing the metrics off of here? The last big wrestling event to happen at Wembley Stadium was SummerSlam '92. That's
Yep.
Brett versus Bulldog, but that was also a different time.
Right.
So what are we basing this off of? I think, and that's a problem. People are basing this off of, they're comparing this to SummerSlam '92. You cannot compare this to SummerSlam '92 because the business was different back in 1992 than it is
You're
today.
right.
So I think that if they do 40, 50,000 in there, if they were to go in that arena, Wembley Stadium, and do 35,000, that would be considered a success. Because once again, how much of the stadium are they going to use? Are they going to use the entire stadium? Are they going to, have half of it tarped off? Either way it goes, when it comes to WWE fans and AEW haters out there, it don't matter how much they do. It's still going to.
They're doing it.
It's still going to look upon. It's all shit. That's what I'm getting at. It's going to be a negative either way.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you draw 30, 40, 50,000 people inside the stadium. If they're haters, if they're WWE pretty much haters of AEW, don't matter what they draw.
Yeah.
You're never going to be able to win that fan base, and that's the problem. Is that people are
fan base is too divided.
The fan base is too divided. It's too toxic, and I'm like, people don't realize that is just not. I don't choose to be that way. I'm either gonna watch the shit or I'm not gonna watch the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just up there and just bury something to bury. If I have to bury something, I'm burying it for a reason. All right. And the bottom line, when I go back to it here, hey, I was the one coming on this show, and I was saying weeks and weeks and weeks. I said Cody is no, he's not the one. Cody is not going to win Roman. Blah 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 blah. Here's the thing: they missed the opportunity though. They missed a golden opportunity at WrestleMania to make them, and they're going to realize that in a few months from now, when if Cody is able to win those championships, it won't mean as much.
I don't think they do it. I honestly, the aftermath of it is realizing that you probably did miss that.
Oh, they did. They missed.
Yeah, like realizing it afterwards is probably what's going to keep him from actually winning it.
And people got to realize this was a decision because you can say whatever you want to about Vince McMahon, whatever. Number one, Vince McMahon gave you your fucking childhood. All right, so shut the fuck up. That's the bottom fucking line. McMahon gave you a childhood. McMahon is the reason why all this shit happened to begin with. All right, the golden era, attitude era, whatever, ruthless aggression, whatever era you started watching sports entertainment in, that's all McMahon right there. McMahon gave you your childhood. Give the man his flowers and stop being a hater. That's how I look at that. Just like if you want to give Ted Turner his flowers for
I'm
what
not
Ted
giving
Turner.
him no goddamn flowers.
Well,
thank you, but I'm.
Oh, really? What did Vince do to you?
Huh?
What did Vince do to you?
What did he? He didn't do shit to me, but I ain't got to give that man his flowers.
The man is the reason he's responsible for it being a WWE. If it wasn't for McMahon, there would be no WWE.
That's great, thanks, but
well, yeah,
I was a WCW guy.
Don't matter.
And you
if
killed
it wasn't
that.
for him, there would have been no WCW either.
Oh well, I'm not giving the man his flowers.
I give him his flowers.
Thank you.
Because I'm a student of the business. I'm a student of the game. I realize the contribution. Yeah, I realize contributions the motherfucker did for the industry. If it wasn't for Vince, there would have been nothing.
No, I agree with that. I agree. I was just bullshitting. Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. That's what it is.
He's although he gave us Demolition, and Demolition is a fucking ripoff of Road Warriors.
Bro. Yeah. We're not gonna go on that one until you tell me how many WrestleManias Road Warriors competed in and won tag team belts, then shut the fuck up.
You know it's true. They're a fucking ripoff.
No, I don't.
Because he didn't have the Road Warriors, he had to make his own. And he made his own Road Warriors. He pushed them to the moon.
That's the part that you don't understand, though. That's what you don't get. Vince didn't create shit. They came with the idea for that. That was their idea. That wasn't a Vince McMahon idea. That was their idea.
Oh, that was sure. That was also Sherry Martel singing on Shawn Michaels' song.
Don't you hear this? Don't you hear this? The story. Like, you need to do your shit, bro. Seriously, before you start coming up here running your mouth on your podcast, do your history. Do the fucking the book work, because they didn't. Vince McMahon did not come up with Demolition.
Who came up with it?
Bill Eadie and Moondog Spot came up with Demolition. Basically, it's Moondog Spot that came up with that shit, and then they took it. Moondog Spot became, I think it was Moondog Spot or Moondog Records. He became Smash, the original Smash, and people realized that he was one of the Moondogs, and they took him out of Demolition. They replaced him with Barry Darso, but that was not a Vince McMahon creation. That was their creation. McMahon didn't do anything. The only thing McMahon did was basically took over the fucking IP. Say, I own Demolition.
Okay. I'm just saying. He pushed him to the moon.
Absolutely. Well, why the fuck would you not push him to the moon? What else did you have there at the time?
Not the Road Warriors.
It wasn't all about dude. There were tag teams before the Road Warriors. Come on now.
There were, but there were nothing like the Road Warriors.
What exactly
until the Road Warriors?
What exactly were the Road Warriors so good at?
I don't know, but obviously they were good enough to where you needed a version of them in WWF.
You didn't have them though in the WWF. You didn't have them there
exactly.
in WWF until
so based off your story,
right.
You know the history.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody said we need to be a version of those guys over there.
So
we're gonna get this monster push.
So the Road Warriors were the only ones wearing face paint.
At the time.
As a tag team. They were the only ones wearing face paint.
I don't believe they were. I believe they're.
So who the fuck were the Blade Runners?
That's who I was thinking about.
Who were the Powers of Pain?
Okay.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah. If you want to look at tag teams once again, you want to look at tag teams in the business, the Powers of Pain, you put a side-by-side photo of the Powers of Pain and the Road Warriors, they look exactly alike. The Warlord and the Barbarian were the true ripoffs of the Road Warriors.
We've covered this,
We sure
and
have covered it.
I
And
agree with you.
I will once again say, give me some matches in the WWF. Give me WrestleManias where the Road Warriors, as the Legion of Doom, came out there and won the tag team titles in the WWF at WrestleMania. I want to.
They were
know
not going to.
Why not? Why not?
You know why?
No, I don't know why. Why is that? Why not?
Because you weren't going to put them over your guys.
Why not?
Because they weren't your guys.
So
it's the same thing that's happening right now.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's the same thing that's happening right now.
We had the same fucking conversation weeks ago, bro, and that shit right there doesn't make any sense. Listen to this thing. Listen for a minute. If I supposedly created my own Road Warriors because I couldn't get the real ones, now that I have the real ones, why wouldn't I push them? I've wanted them. Why wouldn't I push them over my guys? I've wanted the Road Warriors. I needed the Road Warriors in the WWF. Why wouldn't I make them and put my tag team belts on them? That makes no fucking sense. That's not good business right there. That's stupid.
Maybe it just wasn't good business. Maybe it was just stupid. Maybe it was just dumb. But it didn't fucking happen.
By the time they came in there to begin with, by the time the Road Warriors came to the WWF as a Legion of Doom, Demolition were already on the way out because of Bill Eadie's Shellfish.
Yeah, but they weren't the same tag team they were. This is like damn near on their way out too.
Who? Road Warriors?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. They had just competed in WCW. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they had this run. You're talking about damn near the end of the 80s.
Okay.
And the Road Warriors were well established for the majority of the 80s. By the end of the 80s, they were not the same tag team.
Bro, did you hear the reaction the Road Warriors got when they finally showed up in the WWF? Did you hear the reaction?
Yes, I know the reaction.
Of the Legion of Doom?
Yes, I know that.
What the hell
yes,
are you talking about?
In the fans' perspective.
Your last fucking match you can come up with when we was talking about this.
Are we really going
Hold on,
there?
let me finish. The last thing you came up with Demolition was a goddamn scaffold fucking match. All right, you couldn't even name a fucking match. You came up with some scaffold bullshit. You couldn't name shit. You came up with a scaffold match against the fucking Midnight Express.
Here's the burial.
If Vince was going for a tag team at the time, he should have been trying to pick up the Midnight Express. Is what he should have been doing.
Okay, keep going with your point. Keep burying.
I'm not burying. I'm stating facts.
No, it's not
facts here. Okay.
What you're saying,
were not successful.
What you're saying, go ahead, keep going.
They're not. It's like when fucking WCW got Bret Hart, and like, okay, if you got Bret Hitman Hart, that just was the victim of the Montreal Screwjob, you bring him on TV. The first thing you have for him is to be a fucking referee. Why not put him immediately into a program with Hogan?
Stop.
Come on now.
Stop. Because you're proving my point.
What's that?
No, keep going.
No, keep going.
Oh,
am I proving the point? Oh, he's
keep
not
going.
one of. He's not, no. I know what you're gonna say.
No. Keep going. Keep going.
Brett was not one of our guys. That was
no.
Pull out of your ass because I don't think Hogan was either.
Keep going.
I don't think Hogan.
I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna just sit here and let you keep burying yourself. Keep going.
I'm not burying myself.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm saying facts. It's bad business.
Okay.
It's bad business.
Keep going.
And you still to this day, and this original debate was weeks ago, you still to this day can't name me one fucking Road Warriors match where they compete at WrestleMania for the tag team championships. You can't fucking tell me a good fucking Road Warriors match where they compete in Crockett. You can't tell me shit. Give me one.
They never competed at WrestleMania for the championships. We said this last time we spoke.
Why not?
I have no idea. I wasn't the booker.
Well, if I remember correctly, WrestleMania 8, they came out for an interview segment where they introduced Paul Ellering as their manager.
Yeah. Keep going.
Who's your dome? Why not put him over? WrestleMania 7, why not put him over? That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't it have been a good match here? Road Warriors versus Hart Foundation at WrestleMania 7 for the tag team titles?
It would
No,
have been, but
they
somebody
they
didn't do
did
it.
that. They did that with the Nasty Boys instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get that. Just like I don't get coming in with I don't get them making Bret Hart a referee other than politics. It was politics at WCW. That's what it was. Yeah, that was politics.
But it couldn't have been that at WWF, right?
What politics would there have been?
I don't know. It just couldn't have been, right?
Dude, JJ Dillon was at the WWF. What politics would there have been? He worked with the Road Warriors and Crockett.
I don't know. I don't know these
What's
things.
the politics?
I don't know these things. I'm not
What's
the historian,
politics?
but I'm saying it couldn't have been politics, right? It couldn't have been because WWF runs their machine the way they see fit. They're the mighty.
I don't understand what politics it would have been with the Road Warriors.
I don't either. I don't either.
Give me what politics.
I don't either. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. This is the tag team I've always wanted, and yet I bring them in and I don't put the tag team belts on them right away or anything. I just feud them with some jabrones, and then that just makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Bring them in at SummerSlam '90, and they do a run in on the tag team match with Demolition and the Hearts. And then after that, Bill Eadie's out with his shellfish situation, and it's the Road Warriors versus Demolition, but it's not really the Road Warriors against Demolition because it's the Road Warriors against Smash and Crush. So yeah,
you're right. You're right about that.
So it's not really so you never really did get the Road Warriors versus Demolition, only other than a 6-man tag with the Road Warriors teaming with the Warrior versus Demolition, all three. But then Bill Eadie was gone at that point; he was out. But whatever.
Yeah. But back to AEW and Wembley. We both agree that it's a success if they get 30,000, right?
Well, WCW drew 40,000, 45,000 in the Georgia Dome for a Monday Nitro. So I don't think that's far off. I think AEW
that show was considered a massive success though, and they only did half of the building.
Yeah, so I think it's possible. Yeah, and exactly. And people don't understand. Like, okay, they did 45,000 people for a Nitro.
Again, that story there. That's a different story though. That should have been a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, we all agree on that. It was just pop ratings. They have been getting their asses stomped.
That got pulled out of their asses, which it should have been a pay-per-view. But yeah. That's like the highest sold WCW event, right?
What say again?
The sold WCW seller, right? Just WCW the name, because we know they did the Korea shit, and that's like the highest wrestling shit ever. But they did that in conjunction with New Japan.
Yeah, well, I mean, but WCW, they also did, they did the Alamo Dome. They did the Superdome, Louisiana, a couple times.
But the Georgia Dome's their highest one they've sold, right?
I don't
know.
I don't know. I think the Superdome they drew a lot. I'd have to go back and get the numbers. I'm not sure, but they went out. They sold that show strictly on. They had already sold. They had already sold like 30,000 tickets for that show anyway.
Yeah.
So you just add on Goldberg and Hogan, then everybody started going. And besides that, I'll tell the truth here. They used to give tickets away for Nitro. They used to give away free tickets to film the TV shows.
You think they did?
Absolutely. They used to, no doubt. Yeah. No different than when the WWF would give away free tickets. Okay? If you're listening, and what I mean by free tickets, this is what I mean by this. If you're in the Atlanta area and you're listening to the radio and the radio host comes on and says, hey, we got 4 free tickets to this Monday night, WCW Monday Nitro, see Hogan versus Goldberg. You can win them right now. that technically is giving away free tickets. If I'm listening, if I'm here in San Antonio, hey, we got a WWE coming out here for Monday Night Raw. Be call number 20. You'll get these 4 tickets for Monday Night Raw this Monday. That's giving away free tickets. So they would do the same thing back and forth to fill up the TV. That's how I went.
So let me ask you this. So if they do like because they do have like sites and shit like vet ticks, right? Should that be counted as giving free tickets away? Because they do like vet ticks has like a thing where you actually just pay the will call. And I don't know if that count as a ticket sale or not.
They're already they're so what I understand is they have the actual ticket buyers and they got papered. All right. So they'll probably consider that to be they were papered. You're basically papered to get in there. That's pretty much what it is. It's a ticket that don't really count as the actual ticket, it's just paper. That just you just got in.
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
Okay, so it doesn't count for them, but it doesn't.
It don't really exactly. It's just like in the middle.
Yeah, that's weird. I always wondered that shit because
they can pay so many. They can for the vets out there, for vets and first responders and all that. They can put these tickets aside. Say, okay, we got like 2,000 tickets to give away for anybody that comes in for a veteran or they get special preference, whatever. They can do it that way. You know what I mean? Right. Which is how it should be, anyways. And you should be giving more than I'm just speculating 2,000 tickets, but you should be giving more than 2,000.
No, they give away a shit ton of tickets.
And that's a good thing. They should be doing that.
Yeah, no, they do. A couple of events that came out here, they were on VetTix, and I was like, they had like 800 tickets, like they had just for the vets. And I know they do first responders too, so I don't know how many they have for them too. But I was like, I always wondered like if that counts against their sales or not.
I think they go by, like I said, how many tickets they have, how many in the building, how many of them were paid, and how many of them were papered. That's how it goes. So,
all right, cool. So last topic. I know we'll keep this one short. Because we went off the rails.
Went off the rails because we went off the rails, and I'm telling you right now, we're gonna do a Patreon fucking exclusive show for you people out there that are listening to this, or if you're listening to this right now on Spotify or any of the outlets out there. You need to jump on the Dat Feeling Podcast Patreon. $3 a month will get you this content because we are going to fucking have the debate of all fucking debates. We're going to fucking have it on this fucking podcast. It's going to be me, Hollywood Fabulous Frankie D. Against the Black Mac over here. We're going to have it. It's going to be finally put to rest. We're going to do Road Warriors versus Demolition. Who is the true ripoff? That's where we're gonna fucking pull that shit off one day.
You can't say that though.
Yeah. I got numbers to back it up. Which basically no, we're gonna put it down as which team was more successful in the business. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, okay. If we're going that route, then I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
No, you won't. And don't pull that AWA shit out your ass because by the time they went to AWA, everybody was fucking gone. So try again.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
No, you won't.
I just want you. I want this to be stated on record.
You're not going to destroy me.
We have
the Road Warriors working for the AWA and the NWA, which is the minor leagues, and then you have the Demolition working for the WWF, which was a top company in the world. You ain't going to destroy shit. You can destroy these nuts because that's all you're going to get.
I am going to fucking destroy you. I'm telling you.
All right, you keep thinking.
All right. Okay. All right.
And we're gonna bring up every. I'm gonna do my fucking research on this. We're gonna bring up every motherfucker
hold on.
out there that's got face paint.
Has WWF or WWE have they ever done a documentary on Demolition yet?
Yeah, they did one a while ago.
What's the name of it?
It's called Demolition. Well, it's not a documentary because they have a lawsuit going on right now, so they haven't done anything with Demolition.
What's the lawsuit about?
The lawsuit is about concussions, CTE. So that's actually right now. that's why they haven't done anything with Demolition, because it was the Bill Eadie lawsuit that happened over Demolition's name and the whole gimmick and all that. They basically feel Vince stole that from them because Vince didn't create that. That was their shit. Vince stole it. Then there was the concussion lawsuit they were part of. Darso and Edie were part of that concussion lawsuit. So
that big mass,
right, yeah,
mass one. Okay,
right. But they've been open lately. They've been open in the past few years of saying that they would want to work on something with WWE. It's just it all comes back to the IP. It's no different than like the Road Warriors. I saw a shooting interview with the Road Warriors years ago where Hawk and Animal were talking about that last run they had there and how that last run was fucked. How Vince basically fucked them over.
Of course, they had them with fucking hiding right.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the what happened that was years later. I'm talking about with the run they had during the Attitude Era. In '98.
Oh, with like the drunk Hawk and shit.
Right, yeah, they were talking about how Vince.
That shit was fucked up.
Yeah, how Vince fucked him over. Vince, and then Vince fucked him over and it paid them shit is what they they were talking about. So they got the raw deal. I mean, they got the but we'll delve into all that when we do this Patreon exclusive of the Road Warriors and Demolition, and we'll just bring up all these other fucking tag teams from the '80s. It'll be one big fucking party.
We should do that.
We're gonna do it.
I think we should also have a Patreon exclusive. Who's the best tag team ever?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Tell you what.
Mine won't be the Road Warriors. I know that.
Well, who is your favorite tag team?
Who was my favorite tag team?
Yeah, who was your favorite tag team?
The Steiners.
Yeah, Steiners are good.
Yeah,
especially Rick. I love when Rick turned. I love when Rick turned heel in '99.
That's a forgotten heel turn.
Yeah, that was good.
A lot of people don't remember that shit.
No, they don't. No, that was when Rick turned heel, and then Rick had the blind in his beard.
Yeah.
That was good shit. That was
good shit.
Yeah. Rick Steiner's a man.
Yeah, that was some good shit. Yeah, that'll probably be my number one. I don't know, but Harlem Heat's up there for me.
Yeah,
Harlem Heat's high up there for me. Honestly, that actually might be my favorite.
Yeah, I liked the Midnight Express.
Yeah, I like Midnight Express.
I liked Tully and Arn.
The Rockers.
Yeah, Rockers were good too. I like the Rockers. Now, of course, Demolition. I like the Road Warriors. I like their early WWF run in the early '90s. They were good. Outsiders.
You know who's underrated for me?
Who's that?
The fucking Bushwhackers. By the way, rest in peace to
Bush. Yeah, absolutely. Rest in peace to Butch, man. Yeah, no, they were fucking crazy as the Bushwhackers.
Hell yeah.
They were fucking deadly as the Sheep Herders.
Yes. The Bushwhackers were good. The Sheep Herders was fucking people up.
The Sheep Herders would kill the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, the Sheep Herders would those motherfuckers would fucking people up.
Yep.
Who else?
Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo.
Oh, U.S. Express?
Yep. Although I prefer them as heels. I prefer Barry as a heel with the Four Horsemen. Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah. Did you know, speaking of, this is going to be a perfect segue. Did you know, I found this out recently, that Hulk Hogan's Real American theme?
Yeah, that was their theme. It was theirs.
It was theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, they actually video of them coming out to it.
Yeah, at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, because Hogan was using Eye of the Tiger. But then when the whole thing came out with the whole copyright music shit happened, that's when they gave him Real American. But doesn't matter because Wyndham and Rotundo were on their way to Crockett anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I just found that out recently. I was like, oh shit.
Right.
That's crazy. Jimmy Hart. was the theme master back then.
He was, and that was a Derringer song.
That was a Derringer song.
Yep. Yep. Derringer did Demolition. Derringer did Real American. Um, yeah. Shit. Strike Force was another tag team. Tito Santana and Rick Martel.
Mm-hmm.
Girls in Cars.
That was a copyright though, right?
Girls in Cars?
Yeah.
No. That was a song.
That's an original?
That was original.
I swear I thought
It was
that
a rip,
on
but it was a
some
rip
shit.
off of something else. They just tweaked it a little bit. It was a rip off of something else, but it was an original. It was on the Power Drive album.
I swear to God, I thought I heard that song on the radio before, but I've never heard it again. So I was like, man, interesting. All right, best themes.
Damn, kid, we just mentioned them, right?
Real American? That's what you're going with?
Nah, I'm not. I mean, what best themes of who? Like of all time, or just like just your best
time.
themes? Oh well, shit. Jake the Snake, trust me. Harlem Heat.
WCW theme or
Hey, Sportsman, it's all one company now. Shit, they're all under the same umbrella. So if you want to put separate WWF, right? Fine, WWF. Jake the Snake Roberts. I like both Jake's themes, but I really like Trust Me.
I like Goldberg's WCW theme. I didn't really care too much about his WWF theme.
Yeah, they've gone back. So it's funny. They're so stupid at WWE Network. So what they've done is they've taken every match that Goldberg had in the WWE from 2008. They dubbed his WCW theme over the WWF one, which is so stupid, and it completely kills any reaction that he got. It's just, why would you do that? That just makes no sense. Whatever.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's WCW and WWF themes.
I don't remember his WCW one.
It was he had two of them.
I don't remember. I swear I don't. I the only one I remember is I know he had different versions of Break the Walls Down, but I like the one when he debuted. I thought that one went the hardest to me. And it's pretty much because of his debut.
Right. Let's see here. Hold on. That's Jericho, WCW.
Kind of like it's kind of like even flow.
Yeah. And people say, "Oh my God, they were copying." No, that song there is a stock song.
It's a stock sound.
It's a stock production song that was from the Turner Music Library.
Yeah, it's a stock sound. It's just people were doing that shit.
Yeah, currently dubbed on WWE Network. They dub it over with the Chris Jericho WWF. I don't know why they do that. It makes it's similar, but it's not.
Right. Right.
It's just not. It's kind of like DDP. Diamond Out. I mean, I really it's hard to watch.
Nirvana.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to watch a lot of Diamond Dallas Page matches without thinking about Self High Five, because what they do is they don't understand is like when they kill his crowd. DDP was in some of the monster fucking reactions back in the day.
Oh fuck yeah.
And when you dub over the music, you kill the reaction he was in from the fans, because you have to you turn down the audio, which was 2 channels. That audio for the audio for the show, and then the audio separate channel for the announcers. Right. So you turn down the natural audio, and then you have to pipe in the music, and then you pipe in the fucking crowd sound. The only natural audio that they usually use, I see on the shows, is they try to include the noise of the pyrotechnics in the background. So other than that, they completely fuck it over. But yeah, NWO Music Rockhouse, NWO Wolfpack, Filthy Animals. Eddie
Yeah.
Guerrero Part 2. Why is WWE not giving the LWO the La Raza
Dum,
music?
dum, dum,
Why? I don't
dum,
understand that.
dum, dum.
You're not supposed to come
Ha
out with.
ha.
You don't come out with Rey Mysterio's fucking music. I'm sorry. You just
No,
don't.
no. You have to give them the Eddie, not the
Yeah.
Eddie. I say the Eddie, but Eddie did come out to that music, right?
Yeah, he did. It
Yeah.
was yeah. I think it's right there.
Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Why they don't have that music? I don't know. That's nothing to get.
I hope my hope is that they do end up using it
Yeah.
eventually,
I
but
think
I
they will.
haven't seen anything that suggests they're even going the route of LWO. Well, they did last Monday try to go that route, but I don't see them being there for the long term. It just
I think what the match they're gonna do in Puerto Rico,
that's it though.
they're gonna turn. It, they're gonna turn on Ray. Dominic
Yeah.
will take over as as a leader of the LWO, and I think that's when you're gonna bring in the La Raza music. I think they're waiting. I think they're holding.
I like it.
Yeah, because
It does.
LWO, the LWO is a heel faction. It's not a
Yeah.
babyface faction. They were not. First of
No,
all,
hell no.
this is the part that's kind of funny to me. So, if anybody knows the history of the LWO, Rey Mysterio originally in the WCW was a
He wasn't.
reluctant member
Yeah,
of the LWO. He did not want to be in the LWO on TV.
exactly.
Eddie Guerrero kept pushing on him. He's like, I don't want to be a part of this. And the only reason why the group dissolved was because the NWO Elite came along and they destroyed them, and then Ric Flair basically had them disbanded. That was the
Right.
end of LWO. But
Right.
LWO was not a babyface faction. They were a heel faction, no different than the NWO Black and White was a heel faction. Doesn't matter if you look at it today, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever. NWO were the Black and White were heels. It was always a heel group, and
Correct.
that's the way it goes. So the same thing with LWO.
Correct.
I'd love to see the LWO as with Dominic as the leader. Dominic has got to get away from the Judgment Day. There's just
I hope they're bringing it that
yeah,
way,
yeah.
and I hope they kind of use. I don't think they'll use it to. I hope they use the draft to push that into action.
Yeah. Oh, they got to. And Rhea Ripley,
Go to
Rhea
SmackDown.
is miscast
Yeah.
as a heel.
Yeah.
She's too popular as a babyface. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
gonna do at this point. I mean, Damian Priest is going his own. Damian Priest has the charisma. That's where we had the
He
mic.
was good on his own before Judgment Day.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have the mic skills yet. You know,
Yeah.
I love his Scott Hall tributes that he does though. But
Yeah.
he
That
just gotta
walkout.
he just
Yeah.
gotta. I mean, that's his deal. So I'm a fan of Priest. They need to just the Judgment Day is just it's a whack fucking faction, dude. It's like it's trash.
Honestly, I think the Judgment Day has grown. I've grown to like them, and it's primarily because of Dom. Like understanding that he had to grow, he grew. I don't think he fits there anymore. I think he fits more as a member of the LWO.
What is the Judgment Day anyway? What is it supposed to be?
We don't know. Like it was supposed to be Edge's faction, and then it wasn't Edge's faction
Right.
because Edge got hurt. Like it's a product of Edge being hurt that it's like that.
Well, Cody got hurt first.
Yeah, Cody got hurt,
and then it turned on Edge the next night, which they just and it was a lot of rumors, stupid ass rumors. Oh, they were gonna do supernatural stuff, and Edge didn't want to be a part of it. That was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
They have never done any supernatural stuff to begin with. And why would Edge not be down with supernatural stuff when the dude was doing that shit during the Brood days? Come on now.
Exactly.
So that was stupid. But I just think I don't understand the faction. I don't know what the faction is supposed to be. At least with the LWO, I know what the LWO was supposed to be. It's supposed to be basically a bunch of Latino Mexican wrestlers coming together.
Which makes sense because you have people. Yeah, you have people like Santos Escobar, and those guys, and then you pair them with Dom, which
he's a heel.
Yeah,
Santos is a heel.
Yeah,
Santos
exactly.
is a heel. He's not a babyface. He's a fucking heel. And just
Exactly.
seeing Ray come out there with the shirt, and I'm like, but Ray, you last time I saw you wearing this shirt, you didn't want to wear this shirt. I
Yep.
know it was a long time ago in WCW, and I'm like, I get that, but it's like, am I supposed to forget that? Just like I'm supposed to forget that you wrestled without a mask until it ended, and you
Yeah.
wore a mask, you had the mask taken off, and you showed up to a show in Mexico a couple days later with the mask on. They booed you out of the fucking building.
Yep.
So
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to see them come with the new with the LWO music. I think Dominic is going to be the one to take over that faction. I really do believe that. I think they just need to just disband Judgment Day. Judgment Day is a poor man's ripoff of the Ministry of Darkness, and they're doing
agreed.
nothing with it. They're doing nothing with it. Like they can't push the boundaries. I don't really see at all what Finn Balor what I don't see what Judgment Day's done for Finn Balor at all. Not a damn thing. Other than giving him some cool music, they haven't done anything with him.
No, no, not at all. So yeah, I think it's about time for them to go their separate ways.
Oh, and then real quick, talking about music, I can't forget Voodoo Child. Hulk Hogan. You had Sid Vicious. You had Ron Simmons. Don't Step in Ron. Two Cold Scorpio. Um, Razor Ramon. Diesel. Triple H the Game. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mr. McMahon.
Oh, go back to Triple H. Which version of Triple H's themes is the best?
I shit. My time.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
time.
That shit went hard.
X Pac. The Rock.
Yeah, The
Um,
Rock.
Vader. WCW Vader. Um,
It's
fuck
time. It's
and Undertaker,
Vader time.
um, Macho Man, WCW. I like both of his. I
Mm.
like the Pomp and Circumstance,
I like
and then
Pomp
I like the
Circumstance.
What Up Mach.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one. Sting,
Flair,
Barry Windham. Um,
Four Horsemen.
yep, Bray Wyatt.
Which version?
I like the original, and then I like the Fiend version.
Okay.
I like the Shinsuke
I like
Nakamura.
all. I like all. I even like the new one.
You know what? You talk about a waste of money. This guy's a waste of money.
Damn.
Tell me they've gotten their money back there on that investment.
They have not.
This dude's making like $2-3 million a year. Tell me what the investment that they got back on that. Not a damn thing.
They have not.
Nothing.
But I don't know. I don't know how. I'm not going to say that because what if it is? I don't know how much of that is he's trying to draw out a longer story and it just didn't work, or just was the story just not good?
Look, the story just wasn't good. They tried with his stuff, and then they said, "Dude, we just want you to go back to being the Fiend, because at least then we can actually make money."
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
And Bobby Lashley
what was he trying to do?
I don't know what he was trying to do. And then Bobby Lashley has to pay the price for this shit.
Yeah, that was fucked
You know what I
up.
mean? And then there's no plans. They said there's no plans now for them to bring back the Hurt Business. So
That's fucked up.
right. And we were just
Because
talking about possibly Carmelo Hayes joining the roster and coming in and being part of Hurt Business or doing something with a faction or whatever. They're doing nothing whatsoever, and Bobby Lashley's paid the price for that. Um, I don't know. It is what it is. Oh, Bobby Lashley has a good theme as well.
yeah, he does. Actually, he does. Here's a question. There there are contracts that are going to be coming up this year. The main one right now is Drew McIntyre. If Drew decides to leave and shows up to AEW, does that benefit them?
Yes, going into a stadium show in England. Absolutely, it benefits them because you got the Blackpool Combat Club. If they have a force, listen, and this is where Tony Khan needs to be smart and basically be like, okay, for All In, dude, we're bringing blood and guts. We're gonna
As
make
a
this
match.
as a match on the card.
Whew. But there's so much shit that can happen at that show, though. Like, do you want to have that match first and like get it out the way?
Um, I
Because
don't know.
that's like it's a lot to throw in a stadium show of that magnitude in the middle of that show. Like to me, I don't think you want to waste time. I think you want to milk every second that you have in that stadium.
I don't mean to cut it real quick, but I'm reading something right now. It's making me laugh. So I was just looking at a video here of the LWO, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Santos says, when he's like, when you mess with the LWO, you mess with them for life. I don't remember for life being an LWO thing. That was a NWO thing, and
Yes.
yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. And they never did too sweet. Um, yeah, we don't do that. That's just yeah. But anyways, I think having Drew on the show, um, that will help them immensely, especially if he comes out either as a part of the faction or they save it. But it will be a big deal. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. So interesting to see what happens if he chooses to stay. If reports are accurate, we could see him leave, and if he shows up in AEW, it could be an interesting time. So if the reports are accurate, all right, man. Final thoughts. What you got?
Final thoughts is LWO. It's not for life. It was never too sweet. All right, that that's all I got to say on that. It's just it was a lot of rasa. I mean, it wasn't. I never heard a promo where Eddie was out there saying, when you're at WO, you're at WO for life. That never happened. It never happened. So LWO, stay in your lane. That's all I gotta say. I got no problem with it being a faction, but this babyface, watered down version of the LWO just it ain't working for me. Especially when you're ripping on the black and white. I'm just like, just bring back the black and white. You can truly say it's for life. You know what I mean? Just imagine just imagine if one day they were like, okay, we're gonna do another faction in this NWO, and Cody comes out there as the black and white NWO. That would actually be kind of cool.
You
Because
think that'd be cool for Cody to be?
well, yeah, because Cody, listen, Cody's daddy. If you want to talk about Big Dust was in NWO. Big Dust
This is
was around.
true.
Big Dust wasn't around when the shit was going down. Cody was always a fan of the NWO. Cody was in Bullet Club, so it only makes sense for Cody to
Oh
resurrect that
man,
shit.
that's I don't know. I don't know about. I don't know if I can get down with that one.
Oh, I don't know, man. You can't y'all motherfuckers getting down when I'm coming out there doing I have a dream speeches and shit every week. At least if the
That
motherfucker,
was not me.
at
I
least
was
if dude gonna
vehemently
do it,
against that shit.
at least if dude gonna do something, let it be cool. You can have an NWO T-shirt on with doing an I have a dream speech. Shit.
Don't put y'all in there. I was not a part of that number.
Oh, I put you in that shit.
No, you know. I take myself out. Fuck
Oh,
that.
that's okay. All right, buddy. Well, other than that, I got nothing. All I gotta say is, hey man, we NWO, it's La Raza.
Oh shit. Um, Final thoughts from me. Just make sure y'all tap in,
New
join the
World Order.
Patreon.
New World
Wow.
Order.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Don't forget, April 22nd, Edge of Glory, Mission Pro Wrestling, San Antonio. If you can't make it, get your tickets. I'm sorry, get your pay-per-views over at Title Match Wrestling.
If you can't make it, get your tickets.
Yeah. Fuck you. You know what I was going to say.
Right.
The power of editing will compel you.
Right.
But yeah, if you can't make it, get the pay-per-view, titlematchwrestling.com. Make sure y'all can enjoy it. Go support. Shout out to Misty Mark. Shout out to Mission Pro Wrestling. Shout out to Dream Girl Ellie. Shout out to the DFPN. A bunch of good stuff happened over at DFPN. So good times. Good times. All right, man. Hit it with your tagline.
The tagline is this, man. If y'all want to get some cool merch, just like this No Gimmicks black and white t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, you got to go over to the Teespring right there and hit up. Get the No Gimmicks podcast t-shirt, No Gimmicks podcast, the only podcast out there that keeps it 1,000 at all times. I don't give a fuck what we talk about. You ain't going to get no lies out of me. We always going to tell the truth up. Well, at least I will always tell the truth up here in public. And also, if you want to control the pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered, and don't go to Taco Bell or Burger King because it will give you the runs. Out.
All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.